Hello, welcome to the podcast. It's JD Blank.
I'm Chad.
We took some time off for the holidays. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, all the good stuff. We're back. We're just doing the sports part today. I'm a little under the weather, and there's not a lot of nerd stuff to talk about anyway. So,
Well, only one thing really.
Yeah.
We had that discussion. When was it? Last summer. How cool it would be if Game of Thrones was in theaters and they're doing the last two episodes of last season in IMAX.
nice. That'd be
So,
awesome. Let's say that's the wall and after the wall, right?
Well, I was about to say if they're not going to put the fight in there with the Red Viper, then there's no. That would be pretty cool.
I think the wall was the best. Well, that
would be the most cinematically pleasing episode. But I'm
for
just
IMAX,
saying,
yes.
the Red Viper. I mean, you want to put your best foot forward, and that would definitely be one of your better feet.
Yeah, I'm saying for IMAX. That fight would be best for IMAX.
Yeah.
But
So that's it.
we want to start this off by giving a little salute in the memory of Stuart Scott, great ESPN anchor. Probably the one, when I go further back in my memory, that's the one I've known the longest.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Well, he's the guy I followed growing up, and he's the reason that now they have guys on there with senses of humor, like John Anderson, your Kenny Maynes. That's how those guys got hired, is because Stewart did it first.
Yeah. So we want to give a good shout out to him, and really we honor your memory, and hope our podcast can really bring a little light to that too, because not a lot of people knew who Stuart Scott was. I had people ask me that when I said him at work. You got to hear it right there.
I always do.
Yeah, always do. But Stuart Scott, man, booyah!
Booyah.
Yeah, a bunch of catchphrases that we all know and love, but we didn't know where they came from. So
Cooler than the other side of the pillow. Call that boy butter because he's on a roll. He must be the bus driver because he's taking them to school.
if you don't splash it, it don't count.
Boom.
All right, now we're gonna dive right in. Last week we texted each other back and forth our predictions for our games last week.
I was wrong.
On all of them, or most of them.
I got one right.
I predicted was Ravens, Cowboys,
You picked Ravens, Cowboys, Bengals,
Arizona.
and Arizona.
I was wrong on two of them, but the other two I was right on. I'll just go ahead and state my reason why I thought my picks and the reason why they're wrong. The Ravens, I thought they would win because Le'Veon Bell wasn't playing, and I don't think the Ravens are a great football team, but they're a good enough team with good enough veterans that a one-dimensional team is not going to beat them.
I think their defense was far better than Pittsburgh's. Having said that, I think Pittsburgh's offense had a far better chance of beating the Patriots. Tom Brady's got a habit of finding a way to win, and I think the Steelers would have been better suited at full strength with Le'Veon Bell than the Ravens to beat them. Now, the Ravens have gone up to Foxborough before and won and went all the way to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
And won the Super Bowl that year. They can do it. I'm just saying this team isn't that team. I think the Steelers' offense had a better chance. Flacco has been back and forth this season. He hasn't been 100% consistent.
Yeah.
Of course, neither was Ben Roethlisberger.
My main point was just that without Le'Veon Bell, that makes the Steelers one-dimensional. Very one-dimensional. A one-dimensional team, even though the Ravens aren't who they used to be when they had like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed.
Yeah, but picking up Ben Tate doesn't add to a running game.
I just thought it made them really one-dimensional. Their goal line, their red zone offense was just horrible.
Yeah.
For the most part, that was what my thought process was. And Justin Forsett and Flacco, for some reason, Flacco just shows up in the playoffs. He always, you can say what you want about the guy, but he does show up in the playoffs. The year they went on the Super Bowl run, he was like 14 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Well, when do you need to show up? The playoffs.
Yeah.
You can play mediocre all season, just be 8-8 and get there. And as long as you turn it on Wild Card Weekend, it doesn't matter after that.
Okay, the Cincinnati Colt game. My thought process on that game was Cincinnati was the better overall team. Better running game, not a better passing game, but But
Definitely a better defense.
Well, I also didn't know that Green and Gresham would have been out. That would definitely influence my pick.
I picked the Colts from the get-go. I just thought Andrew Luck's got something about him this year. He's on a tear.
I honestly would have changed if I'd have known Green and Gresham were out, because Andy Dalton is nowhere near. Andrew Luck is a very good quarterback, and if you're going to have a battle of quarterbacks, Andrew Luck's going to win 9 times out of 10, especially against like Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's not a great quarterback, but I gave the defensive edge to the Cincinnati Bengals, but Andrew Luck just compensates for a lot of.
He can pick people apart, and plus he got the running game going. And then when the running game did stall in segments of the game, he started using his running backs as short distance receivers, and it was just like good night.
He is probably the king of doing a check down to your running backs. He does that so much. I watch every game as nope, check down.
He scans the field as quickly as Aaron Rodgers does, just that quick. I see what's going on. I got it. I mean, that one pass.
He also doesn't have the weapons Aaron Rodgers has either.
Yeah, but that one pass.
He was on the run.
To Moncrief. Oh, that was beautiful. I mean, no one could have done that any better. That was the best that could have been done.
I don't think there's a lot of. I don't think there's about maybe 2 other quarterbacks in the league that could have made that throw. I don't think Peyton would have, because Peyton's arm isn't strong enough.
Well, Peyton's not as mobile as he used to be. So
I think Aaron Rodgers could have made that.
Definitely could have.
And Tom Brady could have made that throw.
Oh yeah.
Those are the only 3 that could have made that: Andrew Luck, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers.
Did I mention that I hate Tom Brady?
Yeah, you mentioned it. We're going to talk about Tom Brady and Cowboys, Detroit. I kind of wanted Detroit to win because they haven't had a playoff game since the 50s. They haven't had a playoff win 57. And I kind of wanted them to win, but it happens.
I really wanted them to win. I was pulling for Detroit,
but I thought the Cowboys were just a better team.
But to back up for a minute, I was also pulling for Cincinnati. I just had a feeling that Luck was going to take it, but I was pulling for Cincy. Why shouldn't they get a chance? Okay. They get so close every year. It would have been nice just to see them get one deep into the playoffs.
So again, I got to ask this question: do you think the coach of the Cincinnati Bengals should be fired? He has gone 12 years, 12 complete seasons without a playoff win. Yep. Granted, he has had 5 straight years getting to the postseason. That is a plus for him, but he has not won a playoff game yet.
Well, but then that tells me there's something wrong with the general manager because you're not picking up the right pieces to fix your puzzle. And that's on the general manager. That's not necessarily on the coaching, because I can only coach the boys you give me. But it's up to the general manager and the ownership to make the decision on who we're bringing to the team. Now, granted, the coach does have his 2 cents in on that. But as we've seen before with Jerry Jones, just because the coach wants something doesn't mean that's what the general manager wants on the team. Tim Tebow
I disagree.
Brilliant. But that's a perfect example. The general manager wanted Tim Tebow in New York. Rex Ryan's like, I don't think this is going to work.
I disagree. How do you get to the playoffs with that group, and then you get to the playoffs, you can't win with that group?
Well,
in fairness, he didn't have Green and Gresham. I think that's kind of his.
Yeah,
that's his.
I'll give him that. I wouldn't fire him on this season alone.
I would fire him on his whole tenure. That's what I would fire him on.
Maybe.
That's what I would fire him on.
I don't know. It almost seems like they need a better quarterback. I mean, Dalton's good, but it just seems like he's a choke artist. He gets in these high pressure situations. I mean, what the one Monday night game, the nationally televised game he won this year, and that's his entire career.
I think so.
Anytime a game is coast to coast.
In fairness, Broncos did kind of give it to him because what's his name threw 3 picks in the 3rd quarter.
Well, but still, coast to coast, when the game is televised coast to coast, he usually has issues, huge issues.
Yeah. But
that's all. But we really.
That team, like person for person, is one of the most talented teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone could disagree with that. That's why I don't think he deserves to have his job anymore. I think he deserves to be a coach in the NFL. But you need a different voice. You need a different person running the helm.
Yeah. But
obviously he's not the man to do it.
But I mean, is it the captain or is it one of the lieutenants? Like, is the offensive coordinator not holding up to his end of it? Is he throwing stupid shit out there that just cannot be done?
I don't know. Let's see here. Again, Cowboys, Detroit. I just thought Cowboys' running game was. I mean, I didn't think their running game was great. I think DeMarco Murray had 75 rushing yards, and Detroit
shut them down.
Yeah,
they did shut down.
They've been averaging, giving up only 65.
Well,
so they gave up 75. So I think that was a win for the Cowboys. I don't know. Early in the game, the Detroit looked like they were destined to win that game. They start the game, they were really well. Really good. Golden Tate.
Matt Stafford just fell apart in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Like he couldn't get anything right.
Well, and to be fair to Detroit, motherfucking Detroit, you guys got screwed. There was a pass interference call that was not called. They picked up the flag and waved it off. Fuck that. If you're a ref, call the goddamn penalty. Okay? If you think you're wrong, live with it. But you threw the flag, you got to call the fucking penalty. That changed the whole outcome of the game.
Furthermore, I'm going to call out the NFL on their bullshit that they did on Tuesday by announcing that Jason Witten had a hold on him that wasn't called for a serious fourth down thing. The only reason the NFL did that was to cover their ass against the blown pass interference call so that Detroit fans weren't up in arms. Oh, well, now it's fair because I saw that whole, whatever.
That's what's called. See ya. Cover your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason that came out. So if you're Jason Witten and you honestly think you're held, it's a big boy game. Put on your big boy pants and play.
There's technically a holding every play. It's whether the holding dictates what happens during the play. That's like whenever they have that like holding, like wide receivers getting held by defensive players.
Yeah.
That bothers me because what if it's completely away from the play? That should not dictate the play.
Yeah, you shouldn't call it unless the ball's going that direction.
Or if it's even what if it's like far away from the play? It shouldn't even matter.
Well, yeah, like I said, you shouldn't call it unless the ball's going in that general direction.
Yeah. Okay. What was the other game? Arizona. My heart went with Arizona.
I didn't even watch that game. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't even watch it.
Cam Newton did very good. Cam Newton did fantastic in that game. If
Arizona, he looked like he was beat. No, I did. I watched the fourth quarter of that game. He looked like he was just about beat up by the end of it. He looked worn out.
Arizona, you had the worst luck of anyone this year. And what I mean by that is you guys could keep a quarterback healthy. If you had Carson Palmer, you had a legitimate chance to win that game and possibly get the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You were undefeated with Carson Palmer. Even with Drew Stanton?
Yeah, that was second.
He was 4-2. If you guys could have had one of those two, I think you gave yourself a shot.
Who'd they get? Did they get with their third stringer or did they get with the rookie?
They went with the third stringer, Lindemann.
Oh, they didn't get with the rookie?
No. Bruce Arians said you don't throw rookie.
We're talking about that. What was it?
Thomas. Logan Thomas.
Yeah. I'd have gone with
Logan. Dude, I would have gone Logan Thomas. That guy's got a cannon for an arm, man.
But who cares? You're right there. It's all or it's nothing. You're going to go with the guy that kind of like squeaked you in there, or hell, you know what? At halftime, they were losing, weren't they?
Yeah.
At halftime, screw it. Throw caution into the wind. See what happens.
Tim Tebow won a playoff game, for God's sakes.
I hate on Tim Tebow. I love Tim Tebow.
I love his personality. I think he is a really genuine and earnest person. I love the fact that I love his spirituality. I love his level of faith, and all those traits are admirable. He is not a good football player. Well, he's not a good quarterback. He's a great football player. He's just not a good quarterback.
Just because he doesn't throw the way everyone else throws.
He could be one of the greatest tight ends that ever played the game if he would just do that.
Yeah, he's not big enough to be a tight end.
Yeah, but he would have that. It would give them that option. You're like, oh, here comes Tim Tebow as a tight end, and next thing you know, he gets the ball, he's throwing touchdowns.
We're gonna go on this for 2 seconds. I just love how people dish on Tim Tebow, but he has more playoff wins than Andy Dalton. He has more, and Andy Dalton's been starting for 5 years
in 2 career seasons.
Yes. Andy Dalton's been playing for 5 years.
No, Tim Tebow had 2 seasons.
Okay, 2 seasons.
He
had 1 playoff appearance, and he already has 1 playoff win. He's 1-1 in the playoffs.
I'm just saying he's a great football player. He's just not a good
quarterback. I disagree.
And I admire his level of faith and how he hasn't wavered. If he would just waver a little bit and go to a team and play the role that they wanted him to play, he could be making buku dollars right now. But I admire the fact that he's like, no, screw it, I'm a quarterback. If I can't be a quarterback, then I don't want to play.
I don't think it's so much that people have an issue with the role he wants to play. He wants to be a quarterback. He's a quarterback. He's always been a quarterback. I think it's the circus that comes with it, the publicity, the unneeded publicity. Like, for example, every time Mark Sanchez threw an interception, which was a lot, people were chanting, Tebow, Tebow, Tebow.
Butt fumble.
You're afraid about to explode.
No, it's the ice maker filling up with water.
All right, now we'll get to our predictions this week. Broncos, Colts.
All that about Tim Tebow.
I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that Colts are going to win this.
You know what? I'll take the other side of that coin because I'd really like to see Peyton Manning go there more.
I know. I just don't think they're destined.
I don't know if he's going to do it. And I honestly, I'm telling you that, Peyton, if you're watching, I'm telling you right now, if you don't go, just
if you're watching, he's definitely watching. Peyton, listen. Okay?
just stop. Seriously, just stop. Don't do this Brett Favre shit to where you hang around a lot longer than you need to be. If you are seriously hurting right now, which it appears you are, judging by your performance from St. Louis on out the rest of the season, you hang it up, dude. Put the cleats on the wall. Go be an announcer. You and Justin Timberlake can actually. You know what? There's what you're gonna do. You and Justin Timberlake are gonna call NBC's Sunday Night Football so that Chris Collinsworth. You know what? Kill Chris Collinsworth so you can have that job. That's what you need to do, because that son of a bitch and fucking cocksucker. I hate you, Chris Collinsworth. I cannot wait to watch you burn.
Yeah, I hate him too, because all the crap he said about the Redskin name.
There it is. Peyton Manning and Justin Timberlake. There it is. That would just be fun.
That would be fun.
I'm not a boy band fan, but Justin Timberlake is a stand-up.
If they had those two, you know what they should actually do? They should create ESPN The Ocho.
The Ocho, there you go.
And then those two should be like the key anchors, because those two could be pretty darn funny.
Yes.
I know Peyton could be funny. I don't know if he comes up with it, they write it, and he just does it well.
But those two together, I think, would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But anyway, Peyton, seriously, if it's over, let it be over. Do not Brett Favre your career into the ground to where people don't even want to talk about you. Don't be that guy. When it's done, let it be done. If you feel great and you think or don't think, no, you can still play in an NFL level caliber quarterback and be listed in the top 5 week to week to week to week to week, then by all means, continue on. Play another season. But if it's done, let it be done. No one is going to hold that against you, and no one is ever going to scoff at you and say, well, you only got one. Because there's a lot more people that played in that league that got shit.
Well, I'm going to disagree with your whole Brett Favre take. There's a huge.
He hung around longer
Can
than
I finish?
No.
Brett Favre was a diva. Brett Favre would be like, I don't know if I'm coming back, just to get out of training camp. And then
Brett Favre was the Britney Spears.
Yes, he was a diva. That is the no. Peyton Manning will show up and he will do the work. So there's a huge. That's not even a fair comparison.
I wasn't comparing him to Brett Favre. But don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that's like, I'm done. No, I'm not. I'm done. No, I'm not. I'm done. No, I'm not.
Well, okay. The difference is Peyton Manning's just unsure, but he still comes to the work and shows up and does his job and comes to training camp and everything. Brett Favre was like, I don't know if I'm going to be here, guys. I don't know. Training camp will be over, so we don't have to go to all the workouts and stuff. And then preseason, I want to play now. That's what Brett Favre did for like 5 straight years. And to be honest, Brett Favre, when he was 40, had one of the best years ever. 38 touchdowns, 11 interceptions whenever he played for the Vikings.
Yeah, that was a
great year.
That was a year after he supposedly retired because he was with the Jets first.
So they had an injury. No, here I have an issue with this. He gets a lot of shit for losing that game against like New Orleans.
I'm not giving Brett Favre shit. He just came back and he should have just let it go. That's all.
I'm not talking about. He gets a lot of shit for losing the game against New Orleans because he threw a pick in overtime. Guess what? Adrian Peterson had 5 fumbles that game. Brett Favre had 3 touchdowns and 380 passing yards.
He carried that team as much as he could.
If Adrian Peterson would have fumbled 5 freaking times, that game wouldn't have been in overtime. That game should have been Vikings, period. And then Brett Favre would have been playing. Who did they play that year? Colts.
Yeah.
They played the Colts, and Peyton Manning might have got his second Super Bowl, but maybe I don't know.
But, yeah, that was 2009.
Yeah, because fun story. I predicted that score.
Seems like it's forever ago.
Yeah, I predicted that score. By the way, I won $50 predicting that score. 31-17 was my score prediction, and the fact that Peyton Manning threw a pick 6 on the goal line.
Yeah,
great. But anyway, so I picked the Colts. They just look like they're destined to be there. Broncos, they look like they're just rocky going into the playoffs.
I don't know, dude. I mean, even Peyton Manning, as weak as he's looked the last couple of weeks, you put the ball in C.J. Anderson's hands, and it's like a cash check. It's just like a cash check. You are all but guaranteed 2 touchdowns a game by just running him down the field. Not necessarily he's going to get the touchdown, but just running him down the field, you are almost guaranteed to get at least 2 touchdowns because he is going to get you there.
Well, I can't disagree with you on that because in my DraftKings,
the running game in Denver is far better than the running game in Indianapolis.
Yeah, in Denver's run defense is way better than then what's her name's on defense? The Colts one.
I think it's going to be a gunfight.
I do too. Like I said, I you know me, I do the DraftKings thing.
Yeah.
And I have C.J. Anderson on my team, so I hope he gets like 200 yards and 2 touchdowns or something.
I like having him on my team this year. Why did I pick him up? Because I realized that the 2 people in front of him were injury prone, and I thought it was a good decision.
I was right. All right, next thing: Ravens, Patriots. Patriots.
Can I
Patriots pick the win.
just?
Oh, what's your prediction score for Broncos? See if you.
I don't even try to predict.
37-34. That's my prediction score. Colts.
I won't do. I'll predict games. I don't predict.
Peyton will have the ball in the last minute, but he won't get a touchdown.
I am not the Schwab. I'm not doing that shit.
All right. Patriots, Ravens. There you go.
Can we just nuke the place? Call it a day?
No. Can't. Patriots. I haven't picked one Super Bowl too, so.
You know what? Since we're going opposite each other, I imagine there's only one thing that we're going to agree upon magnanimously. I am going to take the Ravens.
Why? Just to disagree with me?
You know what? It says a lot when Tom Brady comes out and says publicly that, yeah, that defense is pretty damn scary.
It's always scary. They've had their number. It's not so much they go to Foxborough and they win. It's just the thing they do.
I'll take the. Trust me, I am not a dyed in the wool Steeler fan by any means, but I'm just really, really, really not a huge Baltimore fan at all.
Neither am I.
The team that I love from Baltimore is currently playing in Indianapolis. Booyah.
I have the Patriots winning. It's going to be 2 touchdowns at least. It's going to be 2 touchdowns.
I think it's. You know what? I'm not going to predict the score, but I say the Ravens win by 3.
3 touchdowns?
No, 3 points.
Oh, I was going to say.
Yeah.
Dude,
No,
wow.
Joe Flacco's
that is
not
really
that good.
going out there. Wow.
Joe Flacco's not that good.
All right.
And it's going to be because Gostkowski missed one. He's going to miss one. He's going to miss one.
I think the Patriots will win 34-21, 34-20, something like that. So about 2 touchdowns, 10, 14 points roughly. All right, Cowboys, Packers. I think we're both there. Packers.
Aaron Rodgers is going to be on fire. He's had a week to rest that calf that fuck you, Sue, stepped on twice, blatantly, arrogantly. So yeah, that's going to be fixed. We're going to feel better, and we're going to play ball.
To be fair, I do kind of hope the Redskins sign the Dolphins too, because he's not going back to Detroit.
I don't know. He might.
He might if they offer him enough money, but the Redskins got the money to sign him. That's the thing. I have Packers winning. I do think it's going to be a close game though. That running game for the Cowboys is just
But
really
dude,
tough.
Eddie Lacy and Starks and Kuhn, that is nothing to ignore. However, I have to say, and
it will not be a defensive game.
Well, no. I honestly think the Cowboys' defense this past week, stepped it up.
Yeah.
They stepped it up. Their run defense was pretty damn impressive. Like, Joik, Reggie couldn't get a whole lot of nothing going. So it's going to come down to the quarterbacks. That's what that game's going to be. Who can get open? And the reason I say the Packers are going to win is because Tony Romo's got 2 decent weapons, and one of them's mid and one of them's long. No, one of them's mid, one of them's long. Then you look at Aaron Rodgers, Jordy Nelson, Randall Cobb, even, much as you hate him, Mr.
Actually,
Adams.
I don't hate him this week. I hope he gets 2 touchdowns. I got him. I had to pick him because he was a cheap player this
Adams,
week, and yeah.
Corliss, who isn't great, but I think he's still underused.
I think Rodgers is better. The tight end. Rodgers is better.
Yeah, Rodgers is a better tight end, but I think Corliss is just underused. I think he needs more balls in his direction. I think he could get better.
I disagree.
He's the more covered tight end, which is funny. They cover him more than they cover Rodgers.
I disagree that Rodgers has more weapons than Romo. You have Bryant, Terrence Williams, Cole Beasley, Jason Witten, DeMarco Murray. Then you have DeMarco Murray's both of his backups can do something with the ball. So he has a lot of weapons. There's another receiver in there. I can't think of his name now.
Yeah, but Lacy, Stark, and Coons, all of them can catch on the fly.
We will see.
I'm telling you.
I do think the Packers are going to win. I just think it's going to be close. You make it sound it's going to be a 20-point win.
No, it's not going to be a 20-point win.
It's going to be 7. I think it's going to be a touchdown. There'll be a touchdown.
10 points. I'll go with 10.
Okay.
I'll go with 10
We'll go
points.
7.
I think Vegas is predicting Packers +5
Well,
or -5.
something's got to give because Packers are undefeated at home and the Cowboys are undefeated on the road. Something's got to give. Which one's going to win? So
I put more money on Romo failing. That's
I
just
would
like.
be- not
just
this
one of
year.
those
I don't like I like Cowboys, but Romo's
Do you-
been a very good quarterback.
Do you seriously want to see a Dallas fucking New England Super Bowl? I'm not even gonna watch it if it comes down to that.
No.
I'll watch it for the commercials and I'll turn it off during the game.
Well, I want the Patriots to win, so I'd probably still watch it. So.
Fucking
be
hate
fair.
New England. And
All
I
right.
hate Dallas.
And the last game, Seattle versus the Panthers. I don't even think this is a. We're going to agree on this one too, aren't we? It's Seattle.
Yeah.
Seattle's going to.
Seattle's defense is going to shut down Newton. And it's just going to be Richard Sherman is going to have more interceptions than Cam Newton has 20+ yard passes.
Maybe.
I think that's a fair.
I think it's
assessment.
going to be at least a 2 touchdown victory at least.
I think it's going to be closer than that, but I just think
The
I
only
don't know.
way-
I don't see anyone in the Panthers offense other than Cam Newton, and for whatever reason, Jonathan Stewart turns like a light switch on the second week in December and becomes okay.
Yeah, he was one of the best running backs in the last month of the season. Him and Le'Veon
Yeah.
Bell were like 1-2.
Yeah.
Force that was the third.
Had him on my fantasy team all season long, and and then my choices were who are you going to play? Eddie Lacy, Joique Bell, Reggie Bush, Jonathan Stewart. Like I was stacked with running backs. Stewart on down the
And
list.
then he turned it up, and you could have really used him in the playoffs.
That's all right.
But
I came before.
I do give Panthers a puncher shot. And what I mean by that is the only way you can really no one's going to be passing. Like it's going to be hard for the Packers to be passing a lot and beat Seattle. It's going to come down to someone who can run the ball.
Carolina. You just said the Packers.
I mean, like next week. If we have
Let us
Ba-
not get ahead of ourselves. Let us deal with what is
Could you let me
front of us.
finish?
No.
The Cowboys are the only team to beat Seattle at their house. Why? Because they can run the football.
This season?
Yes. They're the
No.
only- yes, they are the only team to beat Seattle in Seattle. Swear to you.
What's Seattle's record?
I will bet you anything. I don't remember the record, but they're the only team to beat them in Seattle. Seattle was 7-1 this year at home. Green Bay lost to them.
I thought they lost two.
No, I mean you can go double check if you want, but
Well.
I'm pretty confident in that statement. But the only way you can beat Seattle in Seattle is you're not going to beat them by volume passing. You're going to beat them by running. The Panthers can run the football, so that gives them a chance. Doesn't give them a great chance, but it gives them a better chance. And not trying to get too far ahead, but if the Packers play them, I'm worried. I want the Packers to get the Super Bowl. Don't get me wrong, but I'm feeling they're going to do a lot more passing than running, and they should run the ball more to establish the running game and keep away from Seattle's offense.
So what? The road to Lombardi goes through Seattle, don't it?
Yes, unless
Okay.
the Panthers beat them.
I want Carolina to win then.
I want Carolina to win.
I really want
But
Carolina
I
to win
think
because I
Seattle
want
was gonna-
Carolina to go to the icy tundra of Lambeau Field, and then I want to watch Cam Newton.
I
die.
want Carolina to win, but
I like Cam Newton. He's a nice guy, but
I
still
like
want
Russell
him to
Wilson,
lose.
so I do like Russell Wilson, so I kind of want to see him do well too. Come on, is there really a guy you wouldn't hate not having 2 Super Bowls within his first 4 years in the league? Russell Wilson's such a good dude.
Russell Wilson has got a lot of years to go. He can have it after Aaron Rodgers retires.
Yeah,
And Peyton Manning retires.
and Pete.
But if it comes down to it, and I'm not jinxing my shit, but I'm saying if it comes down to Seattle versus New England, Russell Wilson, you better be on your fucking game that night.
Yeah, like I said, I want Carolina to win,
But I think Seattle's
but Seattle was going to.
I would rather prefer Carolina.
Oh man,
in
I
that
would.
game. That would throw me to no end to see him and Rodgers go toe to toe at Lambeau.
Oh yeah, I would love to see that. But
Seattle's never been to Lambeau.
I don't think so. Sounds
See,
about right.
that would be a lot better. That'd be a better game. Playing with the 12th man. You and your chunky suit.
Well, Rodgers is the best quarterback. You gotta be. He needs to go in there and he needs to get wins against
Who's the best quarterback in the playoffs right now?
Best
Rodgers or
quarterback.
Brady?
Rodgers.
Yay!
Well, in fairness, we don't know. We'll know after this week who looks the best. We'll know after this week. We haven't seen Rodgers or Brady right now.
Well, but we have a whole season of information to look at.
Well, Rodgers is hurt.
Well, yeah, he's got that calf thing. Thank you, Odama Kamsu.
Dominican dick. He's such a dick. The heck's your problem with Dominican Sue?
Stop stepping on people.
Dude,
seriously,
be like,
get help.
get some class. Seriously, get some class.
Like when you backed up onto it the first time and then you stepped right off, that should have been a hint to you that, oh wait, there's an inclined plane
This
behind
doesn't
me.
feel
Maybe I shouldn't do that again.
This
What'd you do? You backed up on him again with the other foot.
Did
Dude,
you hear
it
his
was
excuse?
blatant.
Here's his excuse. My feet were cold. I didn't know what I was stepping on. That's what his excuse was. I swear to
Brother,
God.
you play in Detroit. It gets just as cold as it does in Wisconsin in Detroit. So no
Yeah.
excuse.
Crystal League. Yes, I'm playing a free game. Real quick.
Well, at least you're playing trivia, correct?
Dude, that game is fun. We played it yet?
I actually play for other people because other people play it and then they ask me questions and of course I have the answers usually because I'm a walking trivia machine.
That's true.
So there it is. It's going to be the Patriots versus, well, actually we're on the fence on this. He says Patriots versus Colts. I say Ravens versus Broncos. And on the other side, we are completely in agreement that it's more likely going to be the Packers and Seahawks, but we prefer to see Carolina there. And Tony Romo's a nice guy, but fuck Dallas.
Yeah.
That's about right.
To be fair, I think Tony Romo is actually a very good quarterback. I just don't like the team he's on. I think Romo is a very good quarterback.
He's a nice guy. What
He has
NFL
4,000 plus yards every year.
What guy who makes millions of dollars stops to help someone change a flat tire on their way home from a fucking game? I'm sorry, Tony Romo, you're a class act. You're just on the wrong team. So I'm sorry that Jerry Jones decided to hire you. I wish someone else would have got their grubby little balls on you because you in Detroit. Nothing against Matt Stafford, but I'm thinking you and Megatron, they made a beautiful couple. Beautiful.
I gotta get my stuff ready for war.
So Jameis Winston's going to the NFL.
Yeah, by the way, hold on. National title pick. Who you got? Oregon.
What? National title for what?
Football. College football.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Roll, Ducks, roll.
Quack, quack, quack. Quack, 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 quack.
Nothing against the Buckeyes. They came back from all those sanctions, and when they had those sanctions, they had, like, what, one undefeated season? Completely undefeated season, and couldn't do anything with it. That's pretty impressive.
That's
when you're
Urban
playing
Meyer
for
right
nothing, that's impressive that you were able to coach those boys up to play like they were playing for the whole shebang. And I realize they have a new coach now, but that's besides the point. I've always admired. I admire Urban Meyer.
Urban Meyer is one of the best coaches in the NFL.
I admire him. I really do admire him. But at the end of the day, I just get almost nauseated with excitement looking at Oregon's uniform selection. I mean, 144 different uniform selections, and they decide to pick one they've never used before. Nice.
I love it. I love it.
I'm not sure about all gray. I think we need some green in there. I like the ones they wore last week better, but whatever.
Yeah, go Ducks.
I know why you're doing it, though. I figured it out.
Why?
Camouflage.
Just like Boise State.
2 sets of gray helmets floating around on the field.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not as dumb as you look.
Not as dumb as you think I am. Could you grab me a water, please?
I could indeed.
Thank you. And I gotta do something with all this, so...
Are you still playing your thing?
Yeah, unfortunately. I got a war to start in like 2 hours.
I thought you cleared that up last week.
What do you mean?
No, Monday night. Didn't you clear that up when you were here?
The war?
Yeah.
I got another war. We have a war every other day.
Damn it.
It's fun, though.
That's like the Persian Gulf.
Okay, I'm going to show you this real quick, and listen. Play Clash of Clans. I got this new guy right here, a golem. Look at that defense. There's nothing close to that. Ever since I got them, I get 3 stars every time.
He doesn't look as cool as a
Hog Rider! I have those too. But then whenever you kill it, it divides up into 2. Awesome. Wow. Here's my Hog Rider. Hold on.
Hog Rider.
Someone say Hog Rider.
What? It's
It's Mr. T on the back of a pig carrying a sledgehammer. That's
Pretty
just
much.
fun.
Pretty much.
Just fun.
How do you can't handle the game with all that going on?
I just can't play it. Like, my whole thing is if the commercials were exactly like the game, it would be fun to play. Like, I'd be playing Boom Beach right now.
I can't.
I'd be playing Boom Beach right now constantly if, like, the voices and the characters were like that in the game. But no, it's just a little strategy game, and nobody says anything, and there's no, like, shitty sarcasm or talkback. It's just not as fun without
I love this game.
See, now when I played strategy games, it was Civilization. Actually, I used to play Stratego on an actual board that you would put on a table. I know you kids don't know what a board you put on a table is, but they were called games.
Board games.
And you did not get bored playing them.
And the funnest game ever is card game.
Yeah, you know what? I'm pissed off. Monopoly doesn't have money anymore.
Why not?
You buy a new version of Monopoly, you get a card, and it's like you swipe the card to add cash to it and take cash away from it. Like,
That's stupid.
Yeah.
So now kids don't learn how to count money properly.
no,
The machine does it for them.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
you just like, oh, he passed go, hit go, swipe the card, 200. No fun.
Dumb. Super dumb.
It's kind of a nerdy talk, but we're talking about football, which is a game, so I guess we can slide over to games.
All right. Anything else on football we want to talk about?
Jameis
Oh, people got fired.
Jameis Winston's a dick.
He is a dick. I'm so glad he lost. But you
Tampa
know what?
Bay, Tampa Bay, don't do it.
I gotta
Don't
give
do it, man. Don't do it, Tampa Bay.
Jameis Winston
Don't
a
do
little
it.
credit. At least he went over and shook the other team's hand after he lost.
Yeah, the rest of his team's a bunch
At
of
least
fucking
he did that.
cocksuckers.
At least he did that. I mean, I don't like you, Jameis Winston, but at least you got some class.
Well, you had to do something because your fucking reputation's shitter right now.
No, Tampa Bay should take Mariota. It's Mariota.
Mariota. Well, Mariota's going to go higher than Winston in the draft. I just have that.
Well, I think Winston's a better all-around player, but Mariota's a better stand-up guy, better character.
I'm not going to disagree with ESPN for once. As far as the two quarterbacks go, I think Winston is the most NFL ready. I think he's a little more ready than Mariota. I think Mariota's going to need a season to grow. And
I think long-term Mariota would be better.
yeah, but
Is he
immediately, right now, you need someone. You got to fill that role. I honestly think Winston is the better choice, even though he comes with all that garbage. But then again, if your team is like 2-14 on the season, you're probably not worried about the garbage. Bless you.
Thank you. Woo! Sorry. Gotta edit that out. Woo! Anything I have one is.
I wouldn't tell you if there was.
Dang it. I gotta check.
Hey, you got a camera right there.
I'm not gonna zoom in. That would be mean to all the people watching.
Such a dick.
Sorry. Thank you for all the God bless yous that the world's giving me right now.
They're not.
Okay, so firings, coaches. Harbaugh, again, stupid. That's a stupid firing, in my opinion.
That wasn't really a fire. That was a mutual agreement. I've got to check it out.
All right,
Keep going.
but
I'm listening.
that was dumb. I'm a Redskin fan. Okay, I'm a Redskin fan. If my team had three years straight of NFC Championship game appearances, and then a Super Bowl loss, and we had a down year where we were at least 8-8, I would be tickled pink with that. I'd be so happy with that. Hey, Chad. Okay? He's been on the team for 4 years, and that's what happens in 4 years. That's bullcrap that he loses his job over that crap. Okay? But again, like I said earlier, Marvin Lewis freaking maintains his job after 12 years of no playoff wins. Okay? But was it Jim Harbaugh? Jim Harbaugh loses his damn job over that. I think this is bullcrap. Okay? Second thing, Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan lost his job, but to be fair, so did the general manager. So I think that's fair in both regards. John Idzik sucks. He sucks. He's a horrible coach. A horrible general manager. No. The John Idzik, the general manager for the Jets.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Trestman and the GM for the Bears got fired. Thank God.
Bye, Trestman.
Bye, Trestman.
Wasn't Trestman on vacation with someone on the Bears defense or something?
I have no idea.
There was something on TMZ about that.
See, I'm a Redskin fan, and I want the Redskins to hire Rex Ryan. That's not going to happen Because Rex Ryan's looking for a head coaching gig. So, 49ers maybe? I don't know.
For Rex?
Yeah.
Raiders.
Hey, did they fire their coach? Or their coach resigned. Their coach resigned. That's what
Did
happened.
he resign?
Yeah, he resigned.
Okay. Murray said the job was open because he was just a kid, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wasn't very well. He was an interim coach anyway, but he resigned. Who else got fired? Maybe it's the Bills coach that stepped down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Barone?
right. Yeah,
Barone
the
stepped
Bills coach stepped down.
Well, he had that option. They built that option into his contract since ownership was wavering. Which
I don't know why he would step down. That team, if they get a quarterback next year, that team's gonna be good.
I don't think he gets along with the kids as well as he did the old man.
Maybe. But that defense was just lights out the last couple games. I think get one of those real quick. So you keep talking.
That defense was pretty impressive this year overall.
Well, near the end for sure.
We do have Kleenexes. I said we do have Kleenexes. Yeah, San Francisco getting rid of Jim Harbaugh. What the fuck, man? Seriously, he was there 4 seasons. You made the playoffs 3 times, and 2 of those times, well, one of those times you made it to past the NFC Championship to the Super Bowl. Yeah. Why part ways? Even if you don't agree 100% on everything, agree to disagree on certain things. It's not going to ruin the team. It's not going to poison the locker room if ownership and the coach don't get along.
It wasn't ownership. It was a GM. Well, here's what happened that I read out of the San Francisco Tribune. Harbaugh did not want to get rid of Alex Smith. He did not want to get rid of Alex Smith. He wanted to trade away Colin Kaepernick. No, I would have done that.
I can see that because Alex Smith has proven to be more reliable.
Well, Alex Smith, first off, better quarterback. He's not a better athlete, but he actually is not a bad athlete. He had over 1,000 rushing yards.
This past season, he was more reliable.
Yes. I think he's more reliable the last few. But Colin Kaepernick, once you get a couple game films on him, you know how to cut. You just know how to cut down his options real quick because he doesn't see the whole field. And right now, if you look at the 49ers, they have more weapons now than when they had Alex Smith. Alex Smith would be 10 times better. Yeah, Crabtree was injured Alex Smith's first year. Davis, that Johnson kid.
Yeah.
There's a couple others I can't think of. They had 2 good running backs in Hyde and Gore. And they had one more. Just can't think of them. But on this year, they had a lot of injuries, too, to be fair. So.
Well, but still, I can't see getting rid of a coach who
I just got rid of the GM and said, tell the coach you're in charge of personnel, like Bill Belichick.
3 out of 4 seasons, you made it to the playoffs. One of those seasons, you made it to the Super Bowl. 2 of those seasons, you made it to the NFC Championship. All 3, you made it to the NFC Championship game. Seriously, you're getting rid of that guy?
And the one down year, you still went 8-8 without half your defense. And you have a regressing Colin Kaepernick, which I blame 90% of that team's problems on Colin Kaepernick, but that's just me. You can't sit there and say they don't like the guy. The team plays hard for him. You can't sit there and say they don't like the guy. The players, they do play hard for him. Same with Rex Ryan. How is your team so bad? You know the coach is going to get fired on Monday, and you go out and you put up 30-some points on Miami?
Yes.
Yeah, they put up 30-some points on Miami. The offense hasn't done anything all year to try to keep him his job. So, I don't know. I can't wait till I get internet back at my house because, well, first off, I can do this there instead of having to do it here.
Yeah, well.
And second, I can actually keep up more on this stuff. I haven't had internet in the last 2 weeks. I'm supposed to get it back tomorrow.
I've been so caught up with the Stuart Scott thing that I've been ignoring the rest of the bullshit.
I feel you there. But, so you want to get to our best moment of 2014?
I had a baby. I mean, pretty much.
I'm in the sports world, but okay.
Well, some physical activity led to that.
Yeah, that's
true. Shit, I don't know. ODB's catch was good.
That was definitely good.
LeBron going back to Cleveland was good, even though
him losing to
pretty much like just shit all over his life the entire last 8 podcasts.
Well, the fact that he lost to the Spurs, I loved.
Yeah,
the Spurs beat them by most combined points ever, in a team being beaten in the 7-game series.
Mariota beating Winston in that game that made me happy.
Okay,
that made me happy.
I thought you were about to say for the Heisman.
Well, that too, but that made me happy. that the current Heisman winner beat the past Heisman winner.
The Wizards. This is personal for me. The Wizards winning a playoff series for the first time in like 10 years. That was a big deal to me. And the Mavericks getting Chandler Parsons and Rajon Rondo and Tyson Chandler. It's a big deal for them. I think they're undefeated since they got Rondo.
I haven't.
And fall basketball. That's a big deal to me.
Randy Johnson getting into the Hall of Fame. Well, I guess that was this year. It's current. But,
Anything else? I actually watched soccer for the first time this year.
What the hell did you do that for?
I was working and I had to watch the damn World Cup or whatever it was.
Why like the World
At the
Cup?
World. That one goalie for the United States did amazing. I've never took Facebook status about any kind of soccer at all, but I had to give that guy's credit. I can't think of the guy's name. He had like 15 saves in that game. He had a lot of saves. I can't think of the guy's name. But
Soccer's okay. I don't understand it enough to enjoy it. It's like
I
cricket.
understand it. I just don't like it. Not enough scoring.
Did you see that cricket catch?
No.
It took you longer to read the intro to the video on ESPN than it did to take you to see that catch. Because that catch was like a minute.
Oh, another cool thing that happened. Great catch by that was New Year's, wasn't it? That was
What?
New Year's Day.
What?
So that would have been this year. When the Ohio State Alabama game, when that reversed and the guy threw it, the guy caught like perfectly in the corner, got that 1 foot down.
Yeah, I didn't see
One-handed.
that. I didn't see that.
Oh,
That was
nice.
Yeah.
That was great. But
God, 2014 was a fucking blur.
every year's a blur. Tell me what happened.
It's just so odd because I remember watching
Kevin Durant won an MVP. I am happy about that. I do like Kevin Durant. KD. The Durantula. That's his nickname. The Durantula.
What? He had like 3 nicknames last year.
He called himself the Slim Reaper. There's another one called him the Slim Reaper.
Stuart Scott didn't say that because he wouldn't have said that.
The Slim Reaper. The Boston 3 Party. That's Scott didn't help him, man.
I like SVP.
SVP.
SVP and Stu got along very well. Oh, kudos to you, UNC, for wearing the Stu patch on your uniforms Monday night. Loving that.
Kudos to you. All right, man. We'll wrap this up. Anything else you want to throw out there? I did see The Gambler. Good movie. Go see it.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I'm thinking about catching Taken 3 this weekend.
Taken 3. That's another good one. SpongeBob movie. We'll see that too.
I'm probably going with Taken 3.
I will see Taken 3 first, but I do
And
want to
let
see this
now
one.
hold on.
Unbreakable.
Now
I will
hold
see
on.
that too.
What?
Unbreakable.
With Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson?
Not Unbreakable.
Unbroken.
Unbroken.
There you go.
Sorry.
There you go.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Look, we're all having fun. Whee!
Unbroken. Unbroken. Not bad. I still need to see Exodus.
SpongeBob, the SpongeBob movie has potential because it has Antonio Banderas. Unless the Hoff and Machete show up, it's not going to be as cool. If Machete shows up in that movie, all bets are off. Oh, come on.
It's
Danny
SpongeBob,
Trejo
man.
is
I
the
love
best.
SpongeBob, so I can't say anything bad about SpongeBob. SpongeBob makes me laugh. I'm 27 years old, and I can watch SpongeBob all day. And
You and Heather, like my wife's twin, love SpongeBob. Just,
SpongeBob is funny.
Yeah.
SpongeBob's funny, man.
The
I
funniest
can't help
thing,
it. I love Nickelodeon shows. They're so funny. I can't help it.
I remember Nickelodeon shows when they were funny.
No, they're still funny.
No, when they were funny.
Like
Ren
which
and
ones?
Stimpy.
Oh, that shit was stupid.
That would kept me in stitches for days.
That shit was stupid.
That shit was hilarious.
Keenan and Kel, all that. Those are 2 ones I remember.
Oh, I was thinking of Key and Peele when you said that. I'm like,
Keenan
what?
and Kel, all that. Adventures of Pete and Pete. You remember that? Slit your shorts.
Nope. No fun. Ren and
Stick
Stimpy,
with
dude.
me. Stickly.
Ren and Stimpy. Dexter's Lab. That's Cartoon Network. No, I like
You know
Ren and Stimpy
the
better.
person who plays the voice of Chucky from Rugrats died this weekend.
That girl?
Yeah.
Where'd she die from?
I don't remember, but you know that the person who played. I
Because
don't
she
know-
just did a Christmas video with David Kay,
Yeah.
and it was Beast Wars Megatron singing It's Cold Outside with Bubbles from the Powerpuff Girls, and it was awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say that the person who played the voice of Dexter, also played the voice of Chucky from Rugrats.
It was also Bubbles from
Yes.
Powerpuff Girls. Yeah, I'm well aware, and she was on The Voice 2 seasons ago. Yes, yeah, look that up.
I did have to look that up. But
David K talking his Beast Wars Megatron anytime is hilarious. It doesn't matter.
David K.
Maybe it's cold outside.
You're a hoot.
I'm a nerd.
You're a hoot.
Super nerd.
Super nerds.
Super nerd.
Yeah,
Actually,
I apologize that we don't have our nerd talk today.
we're having nerd talk. Actually, we opened with nerd talk and we're kind of finishing with nerd talk.
There's just not much to talk about.
Well, there's not really, other than the Game of Thrones thing.
Gotham was
pretty
last
epic.
night.
If you haven't seen the trailer for Ant-Man yet, do yourself a favor, go check it out.
I need to watch it. We'll watch it right after this.
Okay.
So I still need to watch it. Gotham was last night. I have not watched it yet.
No, Gotham was 2 nights ago.
Oh, sorry.
I did watch it. It was great. I'm officially 100% caught up on Sleepy Hollow now.
Nice.
Bam! We're good on that. And Agent Carter was on last night. If you missed it, I hope you DVR'd it. It's going to be 2 hours of Captain America-ish awesomeness. I haven't watched it yet.
I need to watch it. I'm going to download it as soon as we're done this. All right.
The
Well,
more Marvel, the better.
the more nerd stuff, the better.
The nerd stuff is all we're going to have
Well,
after
yeah.
seasons.
Well,
Well,
let's
because
go
I'm
talk about
not talking basketball, and we sure as hell aren't going to learn how to play baseball.
Yeah. So I know.
Fantasy baseball is just a fucking nightmare.
I got asked to play that this year.
I had a guy kill himself over that once.
Really?
No.
I was like, well,
But I can see how you could try to make, because it's not like football where it's like week to week. Oh, it's Wednesday night. I have to set my roster. No, baseball. It's like oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
That depends on how it's done. Because I have fantasy basketball this year, and what you do is you set your lineup on Sunday, and that plays throughout the week until Saturday. So you get all your games, all the points from your games that whole week.
Yeah.
If you do the ones where you got to change it every freaking day, I can understand that. I can
That would suck the fun
that
clear out of
was
it.
right out of it.
Clear out of it.
Another friend of mine, he plays fantasy hockey. I can't imagine how.
I wouldn't. No, I don't even get into that. What?
It's weekly. It's weekly.
You win 3-2 every week.
No. Like every save your goalie gets, that's half a point.
Yeah.
Every
Funny.
time if one of your players goes to overtime, that's half a point. I don't know. If your player gets a goal, obviously that's a point.
Fantasy cricket. Where's that at? I want to try it. I want to try that. Or fantasy rugby.
You know what we need to invent?
Fantasy rugby.
You know what we should invent? Fantasy college football.
It's illegal. You can't gamble on college football.
Yeah, you can.
You're not
They have the
supposed to.
spreads and everything. They gamble in Vegas.
That's ridiculous. You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, you are.
Because if the kids can't make money, then you should be able to make money off the kids.
No,
Oh,
no.
wait, the NCAA is too. That's fair.
Yeah, see? The
Dicks.
NCAA makes money off of it.
Fuck you, NCAA.
Yeah, let me get on this real quick. The NCAA makes billions, like $10 billion a year
Off those
exploiting teenagers. Okay?
kids.
And a teenager,
20 somethings.
Most of them don't stay till they're 22 or 21 or whatever. But anyway. And let's start talking there for a second. And those kids can't do anything to make money on their own name. You know the average life of any NFL player, that's anyone drafted or undrafted? 2.5 to 3 years. That's the average lifespan of an NFL player.
That's it. Well,
So you're cutting out
the average lifespan of your NFL career.
Yes. Yeah, NFL player. That didn't make sense.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like everyone dies after 3 years. Man, that's a violent sport.
That's your career.
That's when they took the clubs, the maces, and the swords away from them. Then lifespans got a lot more.
Yeah.
That was in 1921.
Yeah. Leatherheads. That's why they got harder helmets so the knives would cut through it.
Yeah.
But
That's why they call Marines leatherheads. Anyway, leathernecks.
what do I call them?
Leathernecks.
Okay.
Yeah, jarheads, leathernecks.
They can make $10 million exploiting these kids, but these kids can't make $10,000 by someone wanting to give them some money so they can live a little more comfortably. You realize they only get 2 meals a day. They are not allowed to get a side job to make extra money. They're not allowed to do anything to make extra money, not even work on campus. Okay? They get their quote-unquote education, and the education they get does not help them when they become a professional athlete. They make them go after a career or a career path for some kind of degree. The degree does not help them when it comes to professional players. For example, they should be making financing classes to learn how to balance their money and take their $1 million they make and make it last for 6 years or whatever.
Marketing classes so they can learn how to be their own damn agent.
Yes.
Yeah, if my sister did an internship while she was in college and she got paid for it. Well, as far as I'm convinced, playing football for a college is an internship for the NFL. If you're not going to pay the boys, then allow them to make money off of their name and likeness. You don't own it. They do.
Yeah.
Don't get confused, NCAA. I know you want your paycheck, but
You're gonna
I'm
make
sorry.
money regardless. You're gonna make money regardless.
Yeah, but
They
Marcus
have-
Mariota's autograph is not the property of the NCAA. It's the property of him. If he wants to sell it for $1,000, $2,000, $1 million, NCAA, you need to grow the fuck up and get the fuck over yourself. Fuck
At the
you.
age of 18, you can go and die for your country overseas in a war, but you can't decide whether you want to go play pro football or college football. You have to go play college football, and you have to be there for at least 3 years. Then you have to go. Then you can go pro.
You go
ta-
after your sophomore year.
You have to at least play 2 years. That's why I say 3. You usually get a red shirt, then you got your freshman year and your sophomore year.
I never understood.
It's usually 3. Usually they're 3 years. But point being is that you're taking the decision out of their hands and making them play for you for 3 years, so you can get money out of them for 3 years. That's 3 years that they are not making money off of their name. They are not making money off of their skills and their abilities.
It's an internship. Pay them.
If you get injured in college, you have credits. If you get injured in the pros, you have a contract. And that contract is good. Well, it's not technically good forever, but it's good until you have a chance to come back and try to re-earn your spot. That's the only thing I hate about the NFL. I told you that before. None of their contracts are guaranteed.
Yeah, well.
That's stupid.
Well, but see, the way I'm looking at the NCAA is if that kid is playing for his college life, and so technically that's his job. Well, here in the state of Maryland, we have something called the Injured Workers Compensation Fund, so that if that kid gets hurt on the job, all his bills are 100% paid. Now, I know you do that for your All-Stars, but I don't know if you do that for your second tier guys. There's no proof. You guys are taking advantage of the kids. Should they get a paycheck? I don't know.
I think
Should they get free tuition? Yes. Should they be given food? Yes. Should they have free health insurance? Yes. They should have the right to sell their name and likeness to whoever they damn well please for whatever reason they damn well see. If they want to trade autographs for tattoos, fuck it. Let them. They want to get paid for their likeness? Why should you make a single fucking dollar off a Jameson jersey? And if you're going to sell him and you're going to put his name on the back of him, you put the number on the back, who cares? Whatever. You own the number. You don't own the name. If someone buys a Jameis Winston jersey, money goes in his pocket. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, I maybe not give them the money right away. Maybe you give them to them a little fund
Trust
that they
fund.
can get when they
Whatever.
graduate or when they decide to go to pro. That's fine. Or maybe they get it so that. And this is what.
If it's coming through the college, then yes, I agree with the trust fund. However, if I want to sign 1,000 autographs in a hotel room in New York City so some guy can sell them and he's going to give me a boatload of money, you're not paying me. I'm in New York. I don't want what you're going to provide. I want to eat pizza off the street because, damn it, if you haven't eaten sidewalk pizza, you are fucking smell.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I'm agreeing.
You're there for the Heisman, you might look at somebody.
What else? Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that they're really limited on everything. That's like 2 meals a day. You can either eat breakfast or lunch, no dinner, or breakfast, no dinner, no lunch. But you're supposed to go to class and then go work out, and then go to class and go to practice, go to class again, and you're supposed to do all this stuff with no food in your stomach.
Sounds like a job.
Yeah. But seriously,
Doesn't sound like an education. Sounds
you're
like a job.
exploiting kids. Now, I'm not saying that they should be paid $10 million to play college fucking football. I'm
No,
not
they
saying-
should not.
They should get enough money to live comfortable.
They shouldn't get a paycheck, but if you make a dime off of them, then they should get a nickel back.
Completely agree.
That
I did hear a decent argument to that.
Yeah.
Is that the professional player, the big name like quarterbacks and stuff, are going to be the ones making all the money. That's not fair to the rest of the guys on the team.
tough shit.
That's why I would say, why don't you just make it so anyone on the team, it gets recorded and that gets distributed amongst all your teammates.
You want to get paid like a man? Be the man.
I understand that, but it's not really fair to linemen, but I get it. You ever watch the movie The Program? I know you have. The Program? It's one of your. Yeah, you have, haven't you?
The program?
Yeah.
No.
James Caan?
No.
You've never seen The Program?
No.
You're fucking with me. You're seriously screwing with me right now.
I've never seen the program.
The program, okay, it's a movie. It's about a college football coach. He has to deal with all these issues that his players have. One player is using steroids. One player is like the best player he's ever coached, and he's just skating his way through school, and he ends up breaking his leg, and he has nothing to show for it. The other player is like an alcoholic quarterback. Another player is like a rookie running. He has to deal with all these problems.
I'm taking alcoholic quarterback over John Jones.
But in this movie, it shows about all the issues that they deal with. And a lot of boosters after games go up to players and hand them like a couple $100. Legally, you can't even take that money from them. They just hand them a couple $100. Everyone. They hand it to everyone. With this rule being changed, you can give that money to everyone without an issue.
What? The new SEC? Well, wait a minute. Now that the factions, and I'll call them factions, have taken over and seceded from the NCAA for all intents and purposes, they can pretty much set their own rules as far as all that shit goes.
You hear what this happened last year. Pat White posted a picture of a car that was given to him by Alabama to convince him to come there and play safety. He posted a picture on Instagram.
Quarterback safety. Quarterback safety.
Quarterback.
Quarterback always wins.
He got a lot of ass.
He fucked 90% of the WVU.
Yeah, he did. He did. He banged Aaron Andrews too.
Really?
That's the rumor. That's the rumor to everyone.
Go big or go home, Pat. Go big or go home. Where's he at now?
I think he's playing. He's either playing baseball or Canadian football.
Oh, well, there you go.
But all right, I guess we're gonna have to sign out now. Unless you got something else you want to bitch about.
No, I think I'm pretty much out of bitching.
All right.
Until next week.
Until next week.
I bet you $5 a game on the NFL this weekend.
Oh, I do want to tell you the funniest card combo we had come up in that game. By the
Don't
way,
say children with ass cancer because
No.
that was the only one we didn't like. Oh, by the way, here, you need to see this.
the game Cards
Okay.
Against Humanity. The game Cards Against Humanity is one of the greatest games I've ever played. Tons of laughs. Your friends will love it. Your parents will love it. Probably not your parents, but everyone will love it. It's good for a party.
It's great for a party. That's what you need to be playing. Bigger, blacker box, Shaniqua, that has nothing to do with you. That was the first black girl name that came out of my head. So if your name is Shaniqua and you're offended, I apologize. Not really. I don't give a shit. There. Play this.
This game is awesome.
Play it like crack.
I'll get mine here soon. I can't wait. The funniest card combination we got was I lose my virginity. My card was the Milkman, which wasn't bad.
That came up with me, and that's exactly what I went with. Too.
No, Dream Come True Foundation won.
Wow, that's kind of fucked up.
That is. Here, we're gonna play one right now, real quick.
It's balls deep in a squealing hog, firing an AK-47 into the air.
We're gonna play this for 2 seconds right now. We did the rendezvous. Now,
Which side do you grab from, this side or this side? Because I always grab from the back. All right. What's that smell?
Okay.
Oh, it's actually going to stay.
Got endless stream of diet. Oh, okay, hold on. Okay, I'm gonna pick. I'm just gonna pick from these.
You're just grabbing.
I'm gonna pick the 2 best, and you're gonna pick the 2 best from your list.
Oh, can't play that one.
I'm gonna play 3.
You're gonna play 3.
Yeah, and you're gonna read mine. I'm gonna read yours. Do 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 do. You ever played Apples to Apples? It's very similar to Apples to Apples.
No, it's a lot better than Apples to Apples.
It's similar in style, but it is much
better. Alright, those are my 3. So, there you go. What's that smell? JD says, inland stream of diarrhea, vehicular manslaughter, or penis envy.
Chad says queefing, sweet vengeance, Miley Cyrus at 55. That's how the game's played. Very simple.
Miley Cyrus at 55 would have won that argument. I'm sorry.
Probably.
That was the funniest one.
But that's the game. And unlike him, when I get the deck, I'm gonna throw it all together.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, you got to play through all of it before you get to any of it.
See, we played the Rondo. That's what we played.
In 1,000 years, when paper money is a distant memory, how will you pay for goods and services? I said 8 ounces of Mexican black tar heroin when we played the other night. Apparently, that wasn't as funny.
I'm pretty sure I said Batman.
Actually, Batman did come up in that conversation, which is ridiculous. But no, literally, this much of the box, the rest of this box is the add-ons. 1 through 5, the 2 Christmas sets, the 90 set, and the expansion set that comes with the box itself, which is 10 cards, all about boxes, which is pretty damn funny if you ask me.
And also, if you look carefully enough, you can play all these random. If you only have 4 people, this is what we did. We played the rando.
Every round, pick one random blank
No,
card.
here's what we did. We played 3 rounds, best of 3 rounds.
Oh, like we talked about before you left.
Well, what we did is the first round, 1 card, 1 random card. Okay. Second round, 2 random cards. And the third round, 3.
Ah.
That's how we did it. And our goal was we all had to beat random. So, as long as we didn't lose them twice, we were good. Rando Coliseum.
So yeah, buy it, play it. The whole entire set is available from the official website of Cards Against Humanity, which if you couldn't figure out to type in www.cardsagainsthumanity.com, I can't help you. Everything that they have, including the bigger, blacker box with the bigger, blacker block. God, tongue fucking time. Bigger, blacker box expansion pack is $115 shipped straight to your door. And it's worth every penny.
Yes. I had a friend of mine. I'm like, dude, we got to take care of this card. My friend spent like $150. He's like, what? For a deck of cards? That's crazy. I'm like, no, it's not crazy. You're going to see why.
Idea.
You got to understand the hours of laughter you're about to ensue when you get this game.
And there are 3 people in this universe that have played this game before I did, and they all know me personally, and they never told me about it. I'm pissed off at you 3 people. No, you don't care.
Okay.
You 3 people piss me the fuck off because you know I am depraved and insane and mildly sociopathic. This is right up my alley. Like, this is my wheelhouse. This is pretty much as good as it gets for me. They're not going to make a better game than that for me to play.
If you don't have a dirty sense of humor, this is not the game for you.
Yeah, you're going to find...
Don't take it to a church function. Just put it that way.
Yeah, seriously, don't do that. And you will find at least one card in this box or this box that is going to be like, I'm not going to play. It's just not my
Kids with
thing.
ass cancer.
Yeah, Kids with Ass Cancer. We decided that card, while I'm not going to break up the deck because I'm just that kind of guy that a game has to stay complete. In my house, the house rule is if you draw that card, you are allowed to turn that in for 2 more white cards. There's a bonus involved with the negativity. I think that's okay. Probably not, but whatever. I'm sociopathic.
You're a sociopath.
It was a vote. It was a vote. I was outruled 5-6 because I kind of thought it could be funny in certain contexts. But I have issues.
All right, I guess we're going to sign off. Get this game.
Buy it.
Yeah,
Play
because
the
then they're going
shit
to make
out of
more cards. I want to get the next expansion. I hope it comes out soon. I don't have the Christmas one yet. That's
it. I
all
don't know when the 6th expansion comes out.
Well,
and they give you blank cards too, so you can just drop your own shit. So how is that for playability? Like, it's replayability. You get bored with everything you have. You're like, hey, cats with mittens.
See ya.
Peace.